That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Jason David Frank.
Boom shakalaka.
Please do not change channel.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. If you haven't done it yet, go on down and hit subscribe. Click the little blue bell. Come back over and over and over again. We're at Space Coast Comic Con this weekend. We're hanging with artists, authors, filmmakers, musicians, homeless guys I meet on the street, whoever I can get in here to talk to, all right? So we're hanging right now with Kimmy Roschewski, who is now, if you're all familiar with conventions, I just got taken to school, who is a cosplayer and booth babe. No, we did not make that up, and she did not make that up. It's a thing.
It's been out there.
And with the lifelike cosplay. So thank you very much, Kimmy.
Nice
we
to
have
see you
been
again.
traveling in the same circles for a long time now.
Yeah, quite some time, but it always seems to not quite link up.
I
like
know.
there's an interview going on, which is always great to see lots of people getting talked to and spreading what their skills are and their
This
professions.
is a fantastic creative community to spread out there.
Oh yeah,
it really
absolutely.
is. And I don't think people realized until we started doing what we do that there were so many creative
Different,
artists out there doing so many different things. Now, what are you up to? I mean, you're Tonks today.
Yeah, I'm actually
All right.
Tonks today for Harry Potter because I got sorted into my own house just in regular Tonks fashion. I was clumsy, knocked the hat off of my head, didn't even fill out the paperwork.
And came to class late.
I did show up late.
She did show up late, that's right.
So at least for once, this is one cosplay where I don't have to try very hard to personify the character
done.
because it is me. I show up to things. The Germanist in me keeps me on time usually, but apparently when I put this on, I can't do it anymore. It just disappears.
It disappears,
I become the character. I
So
become
what have you
extra
been,
clumsy.
what have you been doing lately? Are you making the con circuit these days? What are you doing?
Well, lately I've been doing what we were talking about, our new term of the day, booth babe. And what that is pretty much that you either promote for a brand at a convention at their booth, or you sell for that brand. So the one that I've been working with is Surreal Makeup, and what I do is I sell makeup.
Fantastic.
So I pretty much help people add those last touches to their cosplays. And one of the nice things about being a cosplayer is sometimes you know different ways to use something that you wouldn't normally think of. It's like, this is day-to-day makeup, but you can use it as a face paint or like to paint details on your body.
We're just learning with little Cosplay Michael. That I don't have to buy a lot of expensive stuff sometimes. Sometimes I can use mom's makeup.
Oh, absolutely.
To get him ready for stuff. Because I didn't know that. I was like, I'm looking at all this stuff, and she's like, oh, I can do that with this. And I'm like, no, I don't think you can. And then she's like, oh, yeah, really. That's what it's made for, really. And I didn't know that.
I mean, the one thing that's
really
great about the
cool.
community, too, like that you were saying, you're hanging with all these different types of people, and everybody's always got something extra to say.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the people who do photography, they're like, by the way, this powder is great when we take a picture, but when you're filming, you may want to switch over to this one because it picks up better, because these are the different things that I've learned from cosplayers that I've spoken throughout time.
That's fantastic. Wow, man. So what's your favorite cosplay? Of yours?
Oh, that's a really, really hard one. I do love Tonks a lot, but I think the best one for me is always going to be my Pocahontas cosplay.
Yeah.
I grew up with that movie. That was one of the first things where I'm like, I want to be that person personified. I even have the tattoos permanent on my body.
That's the passion cosplay, right? That's the passion project.
Yeah, growing up with a character that you would love and that kind of like exposed you to something that you hadn't seen before. Like, I'm a mixed individual, so I grew up with a mom that was really light and a dad that was really dark, and all my other friends had parents that looked the same as them, but I didn't have that. So when I saw her in a movie and she was tan like me, I'm like, oh my God, they exist.
That's awesome.
How exciting is that?
It is.
It was a big moment for me.
You know, we see that a lot more now. We're seeing a lot more representation in pop culture.
Absolutely. Moana being one of the newest ones.
Exactly.
That's one that I just recently started doing.
Fantastic stuff out there now. But when you were growing up, it wasn't as much. You had to really
I feel like it wasn't.
gravitate to something.
Like, it was very rare to see those characters, and if so, they usually weren't a main character, so you'd see them once in a while, but not throughout the series or show. But with her, she had the whole film just to her, and her entire tribe was there too, so I thought it was fabulous.
Yeah. As you see that shift and you see those characters become more represented out there, How do you feel about that happening?
I think it's really, really nice because it helps people kind of who are like me, who feel kind of a little bit on the outs even with their own family. It's not that they were keeping me out or anything, but like when you're a child, you're very visual. It's what you see and hear that makes a big difference. And I didn't see very many people like myself directly around me, and I didn't really hear much about individuals that looked like me. So it was great to have that representation come up. And it kind of gives you something to hold on to, like some great examples too, because it's like I'm not exactly like that person. So it's nice to have something that's closer to you where you don't have to stretch. I mean, it's great to use your imagination, but you don't have to stretch so far. It's like a homely thing.
You know, this is in cosplay especially, and our community is so great at this. And it's something, I was online not long ago, and I was reading a post by someone that was looking at different cosplayers, and for you this must be it's a big deal. So many of your cosplays are going to be characters that classically don't look like you.
Yes.
And so you're going to bend those into a cosplay that you can do and still deliver a performance that you can be proud of.
Absolutely.
And have people always been open to that idea, or has that become more open, or how's it been for you as a cosplayer, a creator, creating cosplays that maybe the character that you're
doesn't
doing,
look so much.
I mean, Tonks is very British.
Oh yeah, Tonks is super
Tonks is
British.
like super pale, you know, it's almost like, you know, Nordic British, and you're not.
Oh yeah, absolutely
so,
not that. I'm German, but not British.
In case you guys didn't know that.
Yeah,
you know, but wait, as you're cosplaying or whatever, has the community always been open to those changes that you're making, or not so much, or is it becoming more or less so?
I will say with this one in particular, one of the fun things is Tonks is an animorph, so she can transform herself to look different.
All right, that's
so
cheating.
With this one is kind of flexible, so when people embrace this, I'm not surprised because I can always be like, oh, well, you know, she can't transform herself, so maybe she just made herself a little bit darker. Who knows? But other characters I have done,
that's a cool idea, by the way.
One big difference I will say, though, is with certain characters, it's more so that you have the personality type to go with it. I feel like that has always been embraced. Like, even though I didn't look like, there's another one, she's a Japanese character, so very fair-skinned, gothic character, and those tend to stay relatively light in complexion. But people still thought I did like one of the best ones because I had Candy with me all the time. She loves sweets, wore the exact same outfit, and pretty much was just always making fun of my sibling character.
It's about bringing that character out.
Yeah, so if you don't look the part, a lot of times it helps to kind of get a little bit of the haters away is when you personify it so well that they can't dislike it just because you don't visually look like that character anymore. That's
perfect. And you know, I guess that's where I was trying to go, is I wanted to let all the young cosplayers out there know, look, if you don't look like Superman, or you don't look like Aquaman, or you don't look like Tonks, that doesn't mean you can't cosplay that. It doesn't mean you can't be that character and personify that, because that's what this community has always been about.
Oh, inclusivity.
Bring your love. Bring your love, and you're included.
Absolutely.
You know, this is one of the most welcoming groups of people I've ever been around.
I mean, you can do both, like, this tone of skin doesn't make a difference. You can even swap genders. Like, one of the plans is myself, Lifelike Cosplay, and then Ladybird Productions. You may have met her, Lauren Edinger. We were planning on cross-playing characters such as Han Solo, which is a big classic, and then Lando Calrissian, which there's going to be people who are confused by it, but there's going to be people who appreciate seeing something like, you know, alternate universe. Maybe they went through a time warp or a black hole.
You guys want to do a Google search for gender bender cosplays.
They are amazing.
Because they are amazing. I love actually the effeminate versions of male characters.
Oh yeah, they're so interesting.
Are so interesting and so amazing. It's not as much fun when the guys do it because we don't do it well, and it's almost a satirical cosplay. But when the ladies do it, you guys do a fantastic job, and you do a fantastic job with everything that you do.
Oh, thank you. I definitely try.
We met Kimmy. She was working with Cecil Grimes.
Yes, I had actually learned to be a zombie in under a week. I was told there would be a makeup artist, and then it ended up not happening. So he's like, "Can you do it yourself?" And I'm like, "You know what? Maybe I can. I'm gonna try it." And it turned out pretty good. I scared a lot of people. I'm sorry to those of you who didn't enjoy it. It was not dumb.
She went to zombie school with Cecil Grimes cosplay. The good news is that if she scared you, she probably got shot by Cecil anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It's like what he does all day long. Is he
the amount of guns I had pointed in my face is beyond.
You usually got to go to a major urban area for that.
No,
she got to go to a con.
Yeah. Guns, knives, swords, sticks.
Baseball bats.
All the blunt objects.
All the blunt objects, that's right. What has been, the best part of your journey as a cosplayer? What do you enjoy most about
I
this?
have to say the giving back is really wonderful because as a cosplayer, you talk to so many others. And like I said, I've learned things from beyond, like from Cecil to learn how to do the zombie makeup. I've learned makeup from the booth that I've worked at. And I like to give that back in a way. So one way I'm able to do that is with volunteer work.
Awesome.
And I've joined Costumers with a Cause, the Orlando branch. I've gotten to do quite a few events.
Really group.
One of the first ones, I believe, was the Back to School event, Hope Now, which is 100% volunteer funded. And we got to give school items to children. Got to encourage them that going to school is a great thing, that you can learn something. I mean, a lot of people that I've met have learned a lot of their cosplay basics from school. Like they did the little home ec classes, learned how to sew in there, or pretty much how to do appliques and everything. So it's nice to pretty much show them that it's okay. Like some school days aren't going to be the best in the world, but you know, you can be an everyday hero and encourage a child to go back, then they really do get great experiences out of it.
That's there's nothing better than that. There really isn't. You be able to take a gift and a talent and something you're passionate about and pour that back into the community. And you let people know that going to school is important, you let people know that just being them is important, and showing them that you can be successful just being you. There's no better message than that. Where are you going to be next? Where can they find you up the road? What, next con, next event, next place you're going to be?
That is a hard one. I am up in the air about a couple cons. One that I was aiming for was Tampa Bay Comic Con. I'm hoping to release my new outfit there. I'm trying to get together Domino. I've seen so many Deadpools, but very few Dominoes, and I think she's a great character.
Awesome.
And luck is, in fact, a superpower. No discussion whatsoever about that one. I wish I had that superpower.
That's right. Well, if it wasn't for pure luck, this show wouldn't exist. So we believe in the superpower that is luck. We have to wrap it up. As we do, we're going to say thank you to our partners and friends at Something Unique Magazine out of St. Louis, Missouri, Space Coast Comics, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with author Yvonne Mason, Pound the Grape in Melbourne, Florida. Great place to just sit, chill, have a glass of wine, and enjoy great company.
I do like wine.
Embellish Effects over in Orlando, Florida. That's a cosplayer's dream, man. They got everything.
Oh, actually, I believe I use some of their cosplay makeup for actually regular day use when I do modeling. I have to cover my tattoos.
There you go. Fantastic. We want to thank Kimmy Roschewski.
It's a complicated one. Not
That's
British.
Right. I should put the spelling down below. You guys will go, now you'll understand my pain. A cosplayer with Lifelike Cosplay and a booth babe at a con near you very, very soon. Come on up and say hi to Kimmy when you see her.
People.
She loves meeting new people. She loves this community. She loves sharing her passion with the world. Remember, everybody, stay tuned in, stay logged on, and see who we're hanging with next. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.